Well, let's get up to about. All right, I'll tell you what. Yeah, that's good enough. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Oh, I forgot to get freaking milk. I mean, not milk, Sir, excuse me, sir. Oh, God. And man, I'm getting my dinner ready. I'm getting my dinner ready, man. What do you want? Okay, I got you. I got you, Papa. I got you. I got you. I got you. I'm about to use high end because I don't have none of the Japanese. Oh, I got some Japanese 7 spice. I forgot. I don't want none of that hot stuff. This will be good enough. Gotta break these rice noodles up. Rice noodles aren't the best, but they're not so toxic. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Let it know. Put that in y'all. Put that in y'all. Put that in y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where the mushrooms at?
Where the mushrooms back? Huh? Give me them damn mushrooms back. Give me them mushrooms back.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You don't know about that right there, but that right there. They don't know about that right there, They don't know about that right there, They don't know about that right there. I got you, man. Told you I got you. I didn't take my vitamin B today. Should I take it? What do you think? My vitamin B. Want to have me vitamin B. Want to get me iron. Want to have me vitamin B and me iron. Because iron is so important, Mikey. Hey, Mikey. Hello, magnesium. We have a neural mag life, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mikey. So we'll keep that up. We got to have a little bit, Mikey. Okay, Mikey. We got to have that, Mikey. I took my time, so they come. Not. We'll just read tomorrow. I got that. No, you can't have them now. Those are toxic to you too. Hell, they're probably toxic to me, honestly. That cat smelled you on me. His cat smelled you on me, right? Because she had went to work. That mom said, shh. I looked at him big, he looked like Mike Tyson. I said, man, I will choke your ass when he walked away. And he was like, James, don't choke my cat. I said, if he hits at me one more time sniffing me, and as friendly as I am to animals, something wrong with you. I told him, listen, I said, something wrong with your cat. I will grab him by the throat and all the scratching and stuff he wanted to charge because I would choke him out in a matter of like 2 seconds. He's like, what? I says, you know that. You know I know what I'm talking about. All the pit bulls and the Rottweilers and the Doberman Pinschers, I done had to choke out. And then they see me the next day and they all like, no, man, y'all know the energy. First the cat ran when he saw me. I'm like, I saved you out of the tree. You hugged me, but he smelled you on me. He smelled you. He smelled you. And he got territorial with his little girlfriend up in there. Like I was a cat or something. I looked at him, he was right there. I looked at him right in his face. If he would have scratched and tried to bite me, I would have grabbed him by his throat and I'd have squozed it. Hopefully I wouldn't have broke his neck, but I would have squozed him to make him go, you know how y'all do. And then tap him on the back of their head and the neck. I don't play that. I would have choked his ass out in a matter of seconds. I mean, I am a little bit of a sociopath. They ain't too smart. Bunch of dummies. And it should be at about. All right, I gotta unplug it because it's doing it again. This is what they do with the programming. They want it to run down. So I wish I could condition this, but we're gonna go ahead and shut it off because I don't need it. Excuse me. Oh, we got them. There we go. That's what I need to check right there. And it's plugged up. You know that's just some BS. All right, what is that? Red line. Check sleeping apps. Bam. Okay. Where's the ones that will? Apps that be put to sleep. Yeah, that's cool. I don't care about that. I can just disconnect that. I'm not gonna force stop because I messed it up. I got too many things saved. So let's go ahead. Oh, she almost fell asleep. Yeah, don't look at me. You know I almost fell asleep until you come meowing me to death, bro. It was just a meowing and meowing. All right, we got to do that. That one, cramps, man. Already had, wow, that's a lot of gigabytes she's using. And this one is at only 355 megabytes. That ain't nothing. Bring it back down to 20. I dislike that. I'm gonna get rid of that shit. That stuff, excuse me. I don't like you. You're going by. And you. Alright, we're gonna install you too. I gotta do something with you though. Video editor. And what's the almost a gig. Bring you back down to 49. And you, laddie, you are pretty high. So let's bring you down. What do you want too high? You want too bad. But you are very high. You are, where's the other one? Where is the other one? Where, oh. Yeah, that was right at half a gig. Damn. I don't even be watching you. I need to remove you. I don't even use you on here. I don't know why you want it on here. I don't get that. And that's right about at a quarter. And this one is going to be high. Bam. You are at, what did it say? 5. Oh wow. I might have to remove you. Seriously. I'm going to have to take you off. Yep. Just right. You know, close your ass up in the window when I close it, man. Whatever, you're going to do what you're going to do. Okay, so, let me see. No donations. These guys act like bums, man. Turn this thing off. These guys act like bums, man. Like they're still in the welfare line. Like they're in the welfare line. Damn shame. Damn shame. Okay. Oh, my Bluetooth. I don't really like wearing these things, but I get the job done. I'm fully charged. How did this break? Oh, I can't even glue it, man. It don't fell in there. Oh, yeah, I can fix that. I had a pull. You know what? I could soak this and break it apart. How the hell did I break? That's thick. That's what made in China. Hey, my tweezers up. Pull that forward. Yes, sir. You know what? It ain't gonna. Oh, okay. There we go. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, wow. Oh, no, that's done. It's splintered. It didn't break right off. It's some cheap ass plastic, even though it's expensive as fuck. They cheap on everything. Okay, that's something. You alright, man? Huh? Okay. I'm not giving you none right now, so don't even come and asking. Alright? It's crazy. Bruh, I know you didn't all this stuff. What are you doing, man? You go poo or something. Don't mess with me. I'm not messing with you. Yeah, you good. Was it good? You ate that fast, man. Bro, you ate that fast. You know you did, right? I'm trying to find did I take it upstairs? Oh no, it's right here. I had to find my DVD remote. My DirecTV remote. You know what? I'm getting rid of DirecTV. I'm tired of that shit. I think it's corny. DirecTV is corny. It's corny. Yeah, we got about 5-6 minutes. Let everybody come on in. DirecTV is corny. It's corny. DirecTV is corny. Corny as hell. Corny as hell. DirecTV is corny as hell. Nasty ass water. Where my napkin is at? I don't want to taste that shit. DirecTV is corny as hell. Corny is a waste of. It's a waste. They should have just left regular TV up. They knew what they was doing, those sons of bastards. Sons of bastards. Alright. We gotta order some more of this stuff right here, bro. And I got my ginger. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just socks there, bro? Huh? You got your favorite socks, bro? Huh? You got your favorite socks, bro? I got drink this water. Yeah, nothing. Me. I told you me. I'll jack you up, cuz. I'll jack you up, cuz. What's up? I'll jack you up, man. You twisted, man. I'll jack you up. You was too funny, bro. Let me jack you up, cuz. Let me jack you up, cuz. Let me jack you up, cuz. I'll jack you up, cuz. I'll jack you up, cuz. Well, maybe jack you up, cuz. You had that sock for about 3 years. That thing, I really should wash it though. Man, it loses flavor, huh? What you doing? What you doing? What you say? Huh? What you say? What you say? No, man, I come over there for you to attack my feet. You done lost your mind. You done lost your mind, cuz. I take this B vitamin, this iron. I gotta roll me up a Blizzard. I gotta roll me a fresh Blizzard. Back be killing me all night. Back had me like rolling around, talking in tongues and shit. Back had me talking in tongues, boy. Why you want to get right in the middle trying to block me, man? Trying to attack my feet, cuz? Trying to attack my feet, cuz? Told you what's gonna happen, cuz. They said it's not no snack. This ain't no sardines and none of that, so don't even try it. Nigga want to suck some other nigga's dick, man. I can't even stand fucking putting a cigar in my mouth. I don't get these weird, man. I ain't no bad mouth, but they ain't right. I'm gonna do it now, man. I'm not gonna watch your sock, bro. What? We got 3 more sheets to wash, bro. And this little bit of stuff right here. With the PFAS. I'm going back to baking soda, pine soda, bro. That's nothing but poison. Okay, he's up. He's up. He must have been out. He smoked that good stuff and was out like a light. He was out like a light. My boy was out like a light. My boy was out like a light. I wanted to take him to the book, man. He wouldn't even answer the door. That boy was out, man. But I'm gonna smoke one more roll. I'm gonna roll. I think I'm gonna roll you. I'm gonna roll you, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna roll some of that illusions, man. Some of that, oh yeah. You're really good on it. Your THC is at 24%. So that's good for that's gonna be really good for the knee and the back. Bless you. Zoom tight. Guten tight. Zoom tight. Right. Yeah, all that. And we'll add a little bit of We'll add a little bit of some kush to that. Some kush. Add a little bit. We'll add just a little bit. Ooh, we got about 5 big nugs in there. I'll get a couple of the little ones here. Oh yeah. I think that'll be more than enough. I think them nugs right there be big, good enough and blunt with that. Yeah. Got about 3. Those are the little ones. We got 5 big ones still. I think I'll roll it with this. Yeah, with that illusion. Oh my goodness. That's gonna make for a nice little blunt. What you think? Got 2 more of those left. That one's big. I should use that one. Use 1 nug and 2 of them little nugs and that 1 big nug. It'd be a nice little blunt. 2 puffs before I go to bed. That damn thing will last me a week. And people are like, how you? I put it in my container and I put it in the fridge and it stays fresh. Besides the stuff I got in the freezer, I don't have to keep into that. I'm going to Flagstaff tomorrow to pick me up 2/8. Yeah, just 2/8. All that gas, right? I'm still gonna pick up 2/8. Stuff's kind of expensive though. As a veteran though, I get it for $25, so it costs a lot more. And that'll be it. That'll last me a month. Yes, sir. Especially with all I got already. Oh, yeah, that's good. I'll take my black seed oil. Don't mess with the vacuum wire. That's why it's got to just, you chew it right where it's chewed. You want to get electrocuted? Huh? You want to get electrocuted? Okay. Don't run. Shit. You want to get electrocuted? Don't do that, Papa. Nah, dog, man. Don't be scared now. Teaspoon. Damn, that's peppery. Damn, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blood roaches of garbage. All right. Hey, Big R, what's going on, beloved? Herbo, what's up, beloved? 7 grams, beloved Mikey Hill. Evelyn Smiley, aka Marnigi, what's going on, beloved? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? T Hines, what's up, beloved? I had to make y'all wait for a certain time, make sure more than enough people come in here, you know. So we're gonna get right into the reading. I'm gonna pause that and just get right into the reading. Let's move this out right here. A little more light. No, because you like to attack my damn hats, bro. What is that, bro? He off on one today. He on his little tangent, y'all. I get that cat, you know. Well, the one just like runs up and runs off between my leg. The girl, he comes over and he puts his paw on me, like, you know. And I'm telling you, his head look like Mike Tyson. And he sniffs me. And I'm not even paying no mind. All I heard was, I looked him right dead in his face. He got a little eye like that. He said, I said, man, I'm gonna choke the shit out your cat, boy. And he knows how, like, as fast as I climbed up that tree, they in better shape than me. And I'm, you know, that was a while ago, years ago, but I said, I will snatch the life about this cat. And I'm like that. So if you got animals and I was ever come over and your dog growl or bark at me, like right by me, if you don't get him away, I will put him down. No, guaranteed. It has happened. So I don't speak because it's some personal ego. No, I will put him down. It's guaranteed. All right, let's go ahead. So how's everybody doing this afternoon? Or this evening, excuse me. Hey, yo, what's going on, beloved? Marcus Williams. What's happening, beloved? What's happening? What's happening? You already know, Niji. So how's everybody doing? Pretty good. We're going to go ahead and get into the reading and everything. And I'm going to make some pho. You know what pho, like I guess you could. I always think Vietnamese. You know what I'm saying? It's not Vietnamese. It's the other. There's so many of them, but they all come from kind of the same place. I'm gonna have some of that pho with the mushrooms that Snoo sent me. Seven Japanese 7 spice, and I might tap it with a little cayenne. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, po. Yeah, the noodles. It's po, but I say pho. Po. Pho. What's up, pho? What's up, po? What's up, po? But yeah, I'm gonna tear that up. You know what I'm saying? It's organic. You can buy them. I usually like when I got an appointment I gotta go to in St. George on the 7th, right? So I'll stop over there at the Wichita Grocery and I'll pick me up a couple of watermelons. They got a yellow and the red one seeded. Um, I'll pick up a couple of those just to make it through a couple of weeks, you know what I'm saying? Because I cut it up and freeze it, you know what I'm saying? So that way I could take like, 2 cups a day and some pineapple. I get they have organic pineapple. So I cut up pineapples too and freeze it with the watermelon. And I'll juice it and drink it like that, or I'll let it thaw out. As it's thawing out, I eat it while it's cold because I like doing that with a little cinnamon on it. But I picks up like around 12 of those, like $5 a piece. It's small too. It's a serving. It's about, you know what I mean? Once it's with the broth and everything, but it's real good. I like to use coconut water. So I heat the coconut water up in the microwave because it kind of kills it a little bit off, But then I just pour it on a pole, put a lid, and let it sit for like 4 or 5 minutes. It's magnificent. Hydrates the mushrooms. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into... Oh, I thought somebody said. We're going to go ahead and get into Hidden Lands Beyond Antarctica and a continuation of Morris's journey between interconnected planets. No confusion, no confound on Claudio Maselli. And this is him in Spain. Española. And Española. So anyway, when we last left off last week, was it Saturday or might have been Friday, whatever. We were talking about Eridina, Terra Samaria, the human colonies and all that kind of stuff. The bird passage, and then the one that we can sum up could be how they played out between the vortex or the travel, the wormhole, whatever it may be. When you go into it, if it's not a sturdy vessel, it'll tear it up, but it usually takes the vessel straight to where it's going, even though it seems very dangerous, pretty quickly. And it sounds kind of for real. I've been reading Alma Bird's the book right there, and I have the other one, the first one, and there are some things that are very elusive. You could tell that they were attempting to give right information because he really went there quite a few times, talked about things he saw, and even the mentioning of fighting something out there. There's the documentary talking about when they went to Antarctica. First, they realized there was melanated people that once were there. I told you we came from somewhere, but that's a whole nother diagram, I just hope people wake up, Any of my pale skin friends, don't come in my comments calling yourself white. You're not white. That's a status. Do I look white? I know people as dark as midnight that come from overseas that have white status, Remember what I was telling y'all? This is not to beat up. I was telling y'all about Arabs being racist to the original people of the land, and they're dismissing the fact that they're Japhetic and they have a lot of the Ashkenazi or the cousins' bloodline in them, because they went to conquer the lands. I told people don't believe it, but yet you see the Zionists, the very Ashkenazis, using them like a ploy, because I keep telling y'all people they're not from here. Don't have to believe me. Let's just say they are. Well, they made it that way. They're castaways as far as I'm concerned. And there's a reason why we're still standing. And y'all can look around. Don't be sending me no stuff, because I'm gonna unfriend you about some Ice Spice on the stage disrespecting the sister that was original Little Bo Peep or Betty Boop, and walking around with her butt out. Like, I don't care about them. They've sold themselves however they've sold themselves. I don't care. All right. I don't need to see that anyway. It's unattractive to me from that individual. To me, people like that look ugly. Anyway, let's go on. We're going to get to the X001, the lands of custodians. Remember, we were going through the different numbers.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to go ahead and get into the inhabitants and everything like that. And we're going to read. Remember, I said this one was about 2.5 pages. It's not a long read because it's pretty big. But let's go ahead and knock it out, and then we'll get to Heaven Bearers, which gets pretty good. It starts giving you more direction. So in here we've got inhabitants. Approximate date. We do not have an exact figure. It is believed that more than 27, listen to this, billion and others scattered throughout the plane in their colonies within the Great Dome. 27 billion. All right, and others scattered throughout the plane in their colonies within the Great Dome. Anyway, what we know about their civilization of origin, there is little information about this parasitic and colonizing race when we're talking about lands of the custodians. There's 27 billion. In conjunction with the Anunnaki race, are responsible for the human de-evolution by manipulation and stunted spiritual development between constant and uninterrupted wars and resets in most of their colonies. It is believed that they took over 90% of them in former times and used the same for their great technological advancement when most of other races were not even developed for their defense. Let me read that again. And I want you to look at what's going on. What we know about their civilization of origin. This is about the lands of the custodians. When we're talking about Baal, Saint Germain, Machiavelli, Fent, and Pan. Brings something, right? Peter Pan, Fent, Flint, Michigan, Machiavelli, Baal, lands, and Saint Germain. There is little information about this parasitic and colonizing race. In conjunction with the Anunnaki race, which are responsible for the human de-evolution by manipulation and stunted spiritual development between constant and uninterrupted wars and resets in most of their colonies. That means wars that continue on, as it says, constant. All right, most of their colonies. It is believed that they took over 90% of them in former times and used the same for their great technological advancement, when most other races were not even developed for their defense. They utilized their own people. They're present. It is believed that these beings are in an incessant search to be able to penetrate the great dividing walls, or Great Dome, and looking for the connection with the celestial lands, or terra incognita. And they still continue in their study, achieving, as far as we know, great advances to be able to understand what could be found outside the Great Dome and inside the terra incognita. There is much information about the subway bases and BSM, that is mobile submarine bases, existing both in their own lands and in the known lands. And we also have information about the same type of bases in other lands. But these are very complex to analyze as they change over time. Their position radically, although at one time followed a certain pattern. After the Great War here, Tartarian War, the new reset carried out have made major changes throughout its structure. In our books, we find few stories in direct reference to their lands, and only one of them seems to have enough strength to be mentioned. It should be clarified that this contact was not direct by any ancestor, but through a giant human that approached their lands, surrounding them as close as possible before being detected, and that I will detail later in this report. You do know this. This is what all this is, further information. Their beings are known for presenting themselves to the natives of different surrounding circles with a humanoid figure, an upper limb or face shaped like different animal forms that are usually characteristic of each region. And so they were represented in our lands in many of the drawings found within the official history of ancient civilizations. Their hierarchy stands out for the classic pyramidal shape that they installed in all the sites they colonized and ruled for long periods. Its dome is divided in turn into three distinct positions. Although these three parts are known as leaders, the truth is that only the royal leaders are always those who have the last word and carry out the most important decision making. Now, the story of HO 304 in lands X001 from the book titled Translated from Native Ancestral Language as No Parasitic King Will Be Accepted by the Ancestral People. Great Capital Ancestral Library in the Ark. This is in their historic records. Mikha dared to carry it out, and we do not know why, but he broke formation with his ship and was lost in the horizon, although he had told me about his mission by an internal voice that demanded it. The truth is that I never thought he would actually carry it out. I thought it was just a joke or a play on words. But today I saw him for the last time, and this would be the last memory of that old friend. Mikha was a giant human survivor of the Great War. After settling in the ancient lands of Anak, he sailed with 6 other members of the special forces over the lands they called Neo-Biz. Germain, Neo. At that time, there were lands that were used in the beginning as depots and military bases. The giant humans were grouped together as most of the ancestral humanity that survived the last reset, the 6th generation, okay, to which had grouped on other nearby islands, all of them important members of the famous Great Tartary, the empire that was defeated by the custodians during the Great War. Betrayed. Mikha had already commented in several opportunities that to know the enemy was necessary to approach their lands by information obtained from some of their bases and reports in bases of the Greys. Now, in the known lands, generally, in parentheses, it states generally temporary bases during their leadership that would quickly fell before the advance of the Great Tartary. And it was known approximately their location in the maps that the Anakim giants had at that time. Although the leaders had flatly forbidden him to attempt any flight to any region other than the surrounding region between the lands they had taken behind. Now, his ship, it flies. I think they're like big triangles or something like that. Anyway, they had taken behind the first dome. Now, Mikha seemed to disregard several of these requests and had flown over the lands of Lemuria, even reaching the lands known as Laurentia on several occasions, mind you. The leaders of the special forces were not like military leaders that we usually know in any army of the new humanity. They were quite permissible, but clearly advised that any false move could result not only in certain death, but would clearly endanger the entire region. They should stay hidden as much as possible, and for the longest period of time until, at least, they recover their civilization and organize themselves in a very possible or plausible way. You dig? Hey, JB, what's going on? Mikha reached the second walls very close to the second dome and flew over the area to establish some point of union. He was looking for an exit point, a matter connector, or membrane portal, wormhole, and he would achieve his goal in one of his many trips following some frozen islands of the ancient lands of Anak, also close to the Ark of the ancestral lands. He studied the area, made calculations, and was also helped by several giants whom he mentioned above and never left names explicitly so as not to blame them for what he was about to do. Mikha set off south, breaking formation, and in a determined way directly towards the membrane portal, the wormhole, completely breaking the pattern followed by those of his own strength and civilization at the time. There were few records of the giants outside of the second dome, and he achieved the unthinkable and communicated directly with his leader, informing him of his new adventures into the unknown lands. That's the custodian lands, y'all. Now, the giant leaders met, and being aware of the situation, they tried to persuade the young adventurer, but everything was rejected, and Mikha would continue his course, flying over Athos, all over the ocean of Ra'old. Something unthinkable for then with an ancestral ship via air. Surrounding the enormous existing walls between the lands of Mars and land of angels, he went through a thick fog and incredibly high risk bordering the lands of Jupiter. This heroic and lonely journey was almost a suicide for the great leaders who already resigned to help Mikha's flight to reach its destination, although it was quite uncertain. Now, Mikha communicated with with Base trying to explain the little he could visualize. There was a kind of dark wall, totally dark. In fact, he had almost hid it among the fog still existing around him. Although less thick than before, those dark walls were the strangest he had ever seen, and some huge towers seemed to emerge from the other side. They were undoubtedly the fearsome custodian lands. Those enemy lands were in front of him. The last communication with Base was that a red light seemed to be behind him and following his path. It was ruled out that it was an enemy missile by the detail of the pursuing movement, but those would be the last minutes of direct contact with Mecca, who never communicated again with Base nor returned to our lands. His companions tried to persuade the leaders to send ships to his rescue. After 3 suns passed, mind you, two rescue teams were sent, but they had great inconveniences to overcome the surrounding walls between Mars and the lone lands. And unfortunately, they gave missing the young Mika, that's what it says, obtaining great information about the position of the enemy lands and other surrounding lands, since he managed to send details of his scanning achieved from his ship. So what you need to, so we are right here, okay? All right, see right here? And this is the land of the custodians, and then you have the land of the Anunnakis, as you see up there to the left. I believe your left, okay? So here we are. This is the center. Custodians, Anunnaki. If I remember right, what was that? Aberranians and Lands of Angels. Now, the Lands of Angels, there's 2 different types. There's one with mechanical wings, and then there's the one with the flesh wings. They look like people, a little bigger, slender. I'm gonna have to go back to I believe it was the 2nd book, and read you some of the descriptions of some of these lands and these individuals. So that way we have a little clearer notion, or a perception of what they may have looked like. So, in the lands of custodians, you have the Machiavelli, Hermandad, Fent, Pan, Baal lands, Nagas, Nagas, Hesperius, Fraternity, and Saint Germain. That's why I don't use the term Nagas. I know people do because they've read stuff, but they haven't read deep. And there's a reason why I don't use it. And there's another book that I have that alludes to the fact that even though we say we're the Nagas, because they have taken people back. Would it be the original people? Because you got to remember, the custodians are Pale people. Okay, and the next we'll get into the lands of Lemuria, the connection with the beginning of humanity, Lemuria. All right, it's pretty. You know what I mean? Lemuria is between us. It's between us and I guess you could say like Hades and what was Talos? Talos was a winged. Well, you know what I'm saying, like Japanese Godzilla movies, right? So here's ours, Pacific and all that, and here's that land right there, and then you have, Talos and all that. So it's right in between us. So we'll get into that, Lemuria, okay? When I was talking about the Lemurians, remember? Brings things a little more into, a better perception as far as how we might visualize it. You dig what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get into Heaven Bearers, The Great Reset of 1834 and the Mud Flood by Janine Helen. I was sitting there saying, I could have incorporated some of the reading out of, let me pull it out so that way. I have so many different books around, and books I'm going to read tomorrow. So I'm gonna switch it off a little bit. I want to make sure that y'all get a visual. The Gospel of the 12. That's some weird stuff, bro. The Regus poems of Hallowell manuscripts and the Gospel of the 12. Whoo, child, you want to talk about some weird stuff, man. Oh, yeah, y'all ain't ready for that, man. I gotta have that. I have to have that well put together. And at the same time, I'm still looking for certain material. Oh, it's over here. Certain material, so it can be a better understanding when I read it. So that way it's not confusing or conflicting. Let me grab this over here. Sorry about that, guys. And And we'll keep it kind of tight with that. Yeah, my back's a little sore today, guys. Don't even ask. I'm gonna get to reading. Don't call me no dummy. Jamil Shamsi's actually writing another book, guys. I can't wait to get that one either. I'll let you know what it is. And when it's open for when it's published and everything. And there's a couple other people. My boy Traveling Bear is actually putting together his book too. My brother from Philly, Traveling Bear, and his wife Phoenix. So they're writing the book. Jamil Shamsi, the brother was in the army for 30-something years in the army as an officer. He's getting his second book out. Boom. I'm still writing mine. I write forever, y'all. I'm never satisfied, just like when I draw or I paint. I'm never satisfied. And most people look at me like, can I have that? And I'm like, garbage. They be like getting it out and folding it. I'm honest, no, bro. I'm never satisfied. So anyway, the Heaven Bearers, because it's the Great Reset of 1834, I really want to exposing the expositions of 1851 and 1915. All right, because not only does it give you exceptional, I was supposed to put together, I was working on it, was too much. It's too much information. With all the websites that you can go on and look at many pictures that you're not going to find in no one book. A lot of pictures I saw when I was a kid, when I was drawing and painting Tartarian buildings and looking for giant books, to which there were actually some still in the libraries. Books that they had to come and bring to the table, had to wear gloves to open. And they would stand there while I'm looking through these books with the big letters. I'm like, well, who is this book for? It's real. Okay. So I was thinking about, because it describes a lot of things that are false by these Rockefellers and all of them being the overseers of the puppets they utilize to deface and reface. And certain savions or slaves are indentured to dig up and after the World Fair to destroy. Did any of y'all look into the human zoos? We were not in them. The new hybridized, showing a picture of what was to be. That's why I say, y'all got to come together, because the extermination thing is real. Because they know what we're capable of. That's all I'm going to say to that. Let me drink some more of this ginger water. The iron is rough. So anyway, as I stated, and this is Janine Helen, South Africa. Young little thing. Okay. So I may go ahead and incorporate some of that. This is the revised. This is the revised by Howdy Mikowski from his 2000. Don't go purchase it in 2019 unless you just want to support him. But this is 2021. Okay. And exceptionally well put together for those who followed me as I read it. And I know some of you are like, oh, and we're talking about real stuff. You know what I'm saying? I even went and showed some of the pictures that were in on the internet. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into chapter 5. Excuse me. So here we are. She wakes up because you remember she went to sleep. You know, the boom, bada boom, bada bang. Right. Anyway, she wakes up in her mouth and she wants to visit that young man to go and learn some more about the mud flood and everything, the reset. She wakes up and her mouth is dry. So she gets up to drink some water. Malcolm is still sleeping, and she walks over to the golden clock to see what the time is. It is 4 a.m., and it is raining outside. She finishes the glass of water. It is cold and refreshing, and climbs back into bed. Malcolm has his back turned towards her, like he always does, and she notices a faint scar that runs down his back, near his spine. I got one of those. She gently traces it with her fingers, not wanting to wake him, and she goes back to sleep. Is she feeling herself? When she wakes up again, he is gone, and she is all alone in the bed. She drinks the glass of water that he left for her on the bedside table, but it tastes bitter. She spits it back into the glass and gets dressed for breakfast. All the in-laws are there already, seated in the dining room, and are still talking about the World's Fair that will open within the next 6 months. She remembers Miss Wentworth's. Sounds familiar, right? Talking about that as well. Are two and at the store a while back. Anyway, good morning, everyone. She politely sits down and she can feel their gaze on her. She smiles and sips her coffee and then puts some fruit in her bowl. Malcolm is expressionless, and Hollow's wife just stares at the wall in front of her. Weird family, she thinks. Where is this World's Fair? She asks and tries to involve herself in their conversation. Chicago. Malcolm snaps at her and catches himself. Chicago, you know how he is. Y'all learn who he is and what he is in a minute. He is mad, and she thinks she must have said something he would have deemed inappropriate last night at dinner. She pretends she didn't notice and eats her fruit, piece by piece, with the biggest smile on her face. She is happy, and she doesn't know why, but she won't let any of them ruin her day. Now, the conversation about the World's Fair continues, and she just listens quietly to what they have to say. People from all over the world are coming. I spoke to cousin Geoff, and he will be there with his wife. It is quite the talk of the town. And Hollow says, as he finishes his coffee and gets interrupted by Wow, I'm not sure it is a good idea that we put so much on display. We don't want them to start to ask questions. He pauses and looks outside of the window. There are enough anomalies as is. Now, Lisa clenches her jaw exactly the way Malcolm clenches his and places her hand onto his. Bonnie pretends like she isn't listening and remembers that she still wants to go and see Henry later that day. I heard the name Old Brooks the other day while I was in town. Is that the name of a dress store? She sips her coffee and acts ignorant. It's an engineering firm, dear. Harlow looks at her and grins. Let the men handle the business-related things. You can stick to shopping. He laughs and looks over at Malcolm, who shares his laughter. Waal stays quiet at the other end of the table, and she makes eye contact with him. He knows she is acting, and she starts to fidget with her spoon. If you are interested in such things, head on down to 3rd Street. You can't miss it, he replies and watches her reaction. She pretends that she just made a mistake and really thought it was a dress shop and doesn't ask any more questions. She doesn't understand why he just told her where to go. And in that moment, she thinks about the man in the top hat. Bonnie feels a soft touch on her hand and turns to see it is Hollow's wife wanting her attention. Her actions completely interrupt her thoughts, and she stops fidgeting with the spoon and puts it down. I was hoping you would show me your new wardrobe that you bought. I'm sure you have some wonderful things now, if you don't mind. Bonnie is surprised by her request and happily agrees to show her anything she would like to see. They walk upstairs and she opens the door to her mud-colored walnut wardrobe. That's beautiful. It is big and has large silver handles. Now, Hall's wife suddenly grabs her by the arm and pushes her into the cupboard shelves. Ouch! Slow down! You are hurting me, Bonnie cries out. Do you realize I don't even know your name? No one has introduced us yet. My name is Valeria. Now listen carefully. Stop asking all these questions, or do you want to disappear like Annabeth? She looks at the door to make sure no one is there, with her grip still tight on Bonnie's arm. Annabeth? Bonnie coughs out. Annabeth? Like that. Her statement has caught her off guard, and she needs to catch herself. Malcolm's first wife. She watches her facial expression carefully and then continues. Do you know that she just disappeared one day, never to be heard from again? Malcolm loved her. It was very hard on him, apparently, as in that is the official story. Bonnie doesn't know what to say, and she wants to get away from Valeria. Please let go of me, she orders firmly and smacks her hand away from her. Why are you even telling me this? Are you insinuating that Malcolm murders the wives that ask too many questions? Because if you are, I will take my chances, and thank you. She replies sarcastically and brushes the hair from her face. She closes her cupboard door and goes to find Henry at Old Brooks. She can't stand being around these people. His family, that is. Hey, Jonathan, what's going on? She has no idea where she is going. She just walks briskly down the street and looks for someone with a friendly smile to stop along the way and to ask directions from. People are in a good mood and are only too happy to help her. She has been walking around for over an hour and finally finds the building, hidden at the end of a small one-way street. She opens the door and hears a little bell ring. Can I help you, miss? A man appears from the back, holding a hammer, and his hair is covered in fine dust in white plaster or concrete. She isn't quite sure what it is. She puts her hands behind her and slips off her wedding ring. She remembers that Henry identified her by that ring, and she doesn't want anyone to know that she was there. Hello, I am looking for Henry. I don't know his last name, unfortunately, she says with a friendly smile and blushes slightly. I am sorry, miss, but he isn't here. He is out on the job. I see. She pulls a disappointed face and thanks him for his time. Out on the job? Where? She questions. The old mansion not far from the creek. Where they were yesterday, surely. She slips the ring back on and rushes off that way, getting lost twice, but she eventually finds her way. She can see him. He is with two other men, and they are busy taking measurements at the back of the building. He looks up and sees her. She waves and starts walking towards him. Hello, Henry. I need to have a word, if you don't mind. Oh, of course. Henry plays along and walks away with her. What are you doing here? His face is concerned as he asks. People should not see us together. You understand why, don't you? She shrugs her shoulders. No, not really. Honestly, I don't care, she pauses. As she states, I have more questions, and you said I must look for you at Old Brooks. I went there and you weren't there. He laughs and rubs his hands in his hair. Rich women and wanting their way, he teases. I wasn't always rich, you know. I was a fundling. Grew up all the way in Ireland, in one of those not-so-great fundling homes. She crinkles her nose, and her eyes momentarily turn sad. He can see that she misses someone or something by the expression on her face. You never got to know your parents, he replies. She shakes her head, and her cheeks start to fill with color. She suddenly drops down to the floor and scurries over to hide behind a wall. What is Malcolm doing here? Did you tell him I was coming here? She scoffs angrily at him. Henry laughs again. No, he owns Old Brooks. He owns most of the city, actually. Of course he does, she rolls her eyes. He can't see me. He can't see me. Look, I have more questions. When can I see you again? If you know what is good for you, never. I need to go and you must go home now. He orders and hurries back to the other men and Malcolm. Bonnie quietly sneaks back home and hopes Malcolm did not see her. She joins Lisa and Valeria for tea in the rose garden and tells them about how busy the city was today. She makes up some story about all the irritating peasants, like people and how hard it was not to be disturbed by them. Well, it is month end, darling. People have just been paid. Lisa is sarcastic and takes advantage of her ignorance and naivety. She continues to waffle on about something, but Bonnie ignores her. Her head is stuck elsewhere. Her gaze wanders to the flowers in the garden, and she thinks about the funding home, how different it was growing up there, and that she could never have imagined that she would be living in a place like this. She makes direct eye contact with Valeria and decides to press her a little bit. So which founding home did you grow up in? Both Valeria and Lisa are surprised by her question, and Valeria looks at Lisa for approval. Before she answers the question, mind you, Lisa gives her a nod of approval, and she turns towards Bonnie. The one in London, she replies curtly, and sips on her tea. Bonnie isn't ready to stop pressing her and reaches for a blueberry muffin and takes a small bite from it. How many of these fondling places are there? I thought mine was the only one. She chews the piece of muffin in her mouth and smiles like a silly little girl who playing stupid, mind you, right? Who can't understand basic instruction. Lisa decides to take over and answers the question for her. There are many unwanted children, Bonnie. Be grateful you were taken in and given such a wonderful life. Her eyes are full of poison, and Bonnie wants to slap that cup of tea out of her hand. Bonnie admits defeat and finishes her muffin in silence. She excuses herself and goes upstairs, lies on her bed, and vents her frustration into a pillow. I really want to talk to Henry. She wants to go back. And we'll pick it up from there tomorrow. We're going to read this again. Now, you know me, I can keep reading this all day, but we're going to keep it as it is. It is getting a lot. There's a little more coming, right? Oh, here in the next few chapters, it's really going to, you're going to be like, I knew it. Some of you are going to be like, I knew it. I knew something was up. I knew. Watch. So I may incorporate as far as the locations. No, this is all North America. There's nothing about Canada, but it was everywhere. And we can get into the individuals, like the Columbian Exposition of 1883. Excuse me, 1883. There's just so many of the expositions and so many questions and not enough answers. I mean, even the Omaha 1898 exposition. There are so many. St. Louis in 1904. That's just tons. Remember I stated to you where the where the Twin Towers were? That footprint has always been there. There was something there. You know about the underground subways in New York? Oh, they're talking about we got the tub to keep the water from coming in. That ain't number land under there. You can dig down, just like Pennsylvania and Delaware. There was a star fort that was like where the city's at. You see where Central Park, there was a big star fort. They destroyed that. They never even took pictures. They destroyed that. But the designs were always kept. So maybe you can Google and find it. You know what I mean? Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that read. We'll pass the hour mark, but I think it was decent. Appreciate you guys for stepping in, ladies and gents, and share it. All right? And we're going to keep it rolling just like this. Read once a day. Be curtsy and talk about things that might be, it'll be a little title specific, but in the AM. You know what I'm saying? Max V, what's going on, beloved? Infinite Elevation is not, hey, who stole the soul? But anyway, like I stated, we'll go ahead and we'll hit it again in the AM. We'll cover some things, some more information, flip-floppers and these fake politicians, these actors, and that's exactly what they are. So I know some of you might watch certain YouTube channels that are about gun-friendly, Second Amendment, this, that, and other. Be mindful that those individuals sit up. There's a status thing. They believe they're at this point, and they're deep in politics and keeping their page monetized, not to go too far off. You know, like Richland and all those guys, Guns and Gadget, Boom Boom Boom, the Witch God Attorney, and all those guys, God and Guns, all of them. Very political. They're not going to speak on specificalities. They'll keep people stuck, giving their energy to the nonsense without clarification. And some of them are ex-police officers. So you should just be mindful of what you watch. And because a lot of people like to share that information. I'm not big on that. $6. What's going on, beloved? The Secret Covenant dealing with the Rockefellers. I know quite a bit. It's not so much the Secret Covenant. Any covenant that's made with any of those robber barons is a covenant made with the people who are in ignorance. They have no covenant, nothing or nobody. They work together because they always have. Go back to the beginning when I was talking about certain things, and you'll see exactly. I don't want to rehash it because we'll be here for another 30 or 40 minutes, and I want to end this now. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate excellent question, though. You know, but the covenant, they don't have they work together. Anything that anyone might know about them to create division or whatever would be just disinformation. And no, the covenant is made with certain individuals that carry on and do what they do on promises, ergo, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming in. Again, share this, respect, and nothing but love, mutual love. And I hope you all enjoyed the reading. All right. Ladies, brothers, and I'll see y'all in the AM.